a little less weird when they're animals. I don't know why. Probably just some residual societal programming going on. Yeah, I don't get the vegan gains is crazy idea. So he doesn't do this that much anymore, but on his channel he used to play characters. And when he played these characters, some of them were like psychopaths, or they at least had like psychopathic kind of attitudes or tendencies. And I think maybe some people took some of those videos like seriously. Hey Nick, I would like to convince you that pressing the button that blew up the world is a rational thing to do. Care to hear me out on Discord? Well, wait. Like, what do you mean by rational here? Do you mean that there's some argument for doing it? Like, there's some argument for the proposition that's pushing the button's good? In that case, I'd sign off on that. I don't know what you mean by rational. That part of the debate had me dying. Which part of the debate? Oh, in your Beans versus Red Wild Boy video at 49 minutes, say, if that's all being said, I don't disagree. Does this mean you recognize the soundness of my argument?
How much of this will you react to? 2019 propaganda nutrition film.
I mean, I'll watch it. Thanks for the donation. I mean, I'll watch some of it. If it's broken up into chunks, I'll probably pick the one that looks the most interesting. I know this is a stupid question. The argument itself is a trivial topic. I can't even remember what we were talking about. Let me find the video. You gave me the timestamp, 49:17. All right, so 49:17. Here, I'll go a little bit of pre-roll just so I get some context.
You can use for food. If you attack the matter of production, that it can be argued that you're attacking food security. Not overall amount of food, but the way of getting food, which is also an important part of food security equation.
Yeah, if that's all that's being said, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, so okay, the reason I said that was because I took what you were saying to mean that a vegan food system places constraints on what can be harvested, right? It places constraints on what can be exploited versus not. And in that case, say there are populations that it would be more in line with their preferences, or it would be more economically feasible to produce animal foods, but they couldn't, that would be a threat to food security for that particular population. So if all you mean is that there are constraints on what we can produce under veganism or on veganism, then yeah, I wouldn't disagree. Then it probably would be a threat to food security in some cases. I'm still finding it kind of like, my chest still feels like kind of heavy. You guys notice I'm like sighing a lot? I'm just trying to get oxygen in my lungs. Yeah, I got it correct. Yeah, then I wouldn't disagree. I think if that's all you mean, then yeah, veganism is a threat to food security. I don't think it's a threat to human survival in virtue of that, though. Not necessarily. It just means that people's options are constrained, not necessarily that they're going to suffer for it. By rational, I mean based on or in accordance with reason or logic. Based on or in accordance with reason and logic. So all you mean is that you can, it is possible, there exists an inference that leads to pressing the button that blows up the world as its conclusion. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with it, if that's what you mean. And if that's the case, then there's nothing to debate. Nerd question: do you lean toward an internalist or externalist conception of epistemic justification? I'm not sure what you mean. I know what you mean by internalist or externalist. Are you asking me if I'm a realist about, like, are you asking me if I'm an epistemic realist? Yeah, I mean, like, on Conan, right? So on those semantics, I recognize the soundness. If all you mean is that our options are constrained under veganism, like if all you mean by veganism is a threat to food security is that our options are constrained under veganism, I agree. I recognize the soundness. I agree.